Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and we're going to go over this Stage 4 Team Affinity Showdown. There's only a singular showdown for Stage 4, unlike the other stages that had multiple showdowns. I'm going to break down exactly how this showdown works, what type of cards you should draft when doing the initial draft, as well as which ones you should pick up whenever you have an option to pick them after you complete any of these smaller showdowns. Pretty much the way this showdown works is there's going to be 4 mini showdowns and then the final showdown, like there's always a final showdown. So what I'll do is I'll go over each one of these mini showdowns. You have to complete them. If you don't complete the showdown, you automatically lose. So we'll talk about at what point in time should you just advance to the final showdown, or if you should just do all 4 of the mini showdowns, and then the final showdown obviously ends with a 20-20 score where you only have to score 1 run. We'll talk about that in this video as well. Before we get into that, the best way you can support this channel is by hitting the subscribe button, leaving a comment down below, giving this video a thumbs up, and hitting the notification bell. That way you know whenever I'm uploading more videos. That way we can continue to grow the community that we've been creating here at the Church of Chewbacca. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me so far. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into it. So essentially how this works is, like I've mentioned already, there's 4 mini showdowns. The first mini showdown is you're going to be down 1-0 against a pitcher, and it's going to be one of the Stage 4 pitchers. I've done this 3 times. I've only got 2 pitchers, and it's either been, what this time around is the Texas Rangers finest card, Lance Lynn, and it's been the Arizona Diamondbacks finest card, Zach Gallen. In all 3 of the cases, you get 12 outs to score 2 runs with a man on second base. The runner on second base is your 8th hitter, so you can put somebody that's speedy in as your 8th hitter. That way if you get like a double or something, you can score a run, or even a single private score run off of it. As well as you start with your leadoff batter, and you draft 5 of the finest cards to start. And they're all 99. Some of them are 97s, but you'll always have a choice in each of the rounds to get a 99 overall. And at the very end here, whenever we go over my squad, I'll mention some guys that you should definitely target whenever you're drafting and picking up guys in between mini showdowns. But this is the first mini showdown. You have to score 2 runs with 12 outs. Everything's on veteran here. You get 5 final showdown runs. Next, you have another mini showdown, also on veteran difficulty. It's for 5 final showdown runs, and this time around you had to face finest Giovanni Gallegos, and essentially in this one you get 9 outs and you have to score 1 run. So 9 outs, 1 run. Another person I faced doing this is Liam Hendricks, so it seems like it's the closers. I don't know if it's just Hendricks and Gallegos or if it's somebody else as well. I will add in the description if I end up facing more pitchers, because I'm going to do this numerous times. But so far, I've had Hendricks and Gallegos. They should have popped up on the screen to let you know what 2 cards I'm talking about. And you have to score 1 run, 9 outs. Not too bad at all. Very, very easy. Next, we have another mini showdown, as these will all be showdowns, as I mentioned already. And you get 9 outs, and you have to score 2 runs with a man on first base. The guy on first base is once again your 8th hitter. This time around, I faced the closer for the Milwaukee Brewers, finest Devin Williams. The first and second time around, I had to face the closer for the Tampa Bay Rays, Anderson. They're both right-handed pitchers. There's actually not too many left-handed pitchers you could possibly face in these showdowns from what I've noticed. I think everybody's actually been right-handed. So make sure you get guys that are good against right-handed pitching is going to be my advice whenever we go over everything at the end. And this is another easy showdown. You'll have to score 2 runs with 9 outs and a man on first base. Not bad at all for another 5 final showdown runs. Now this is where it gets tricky. You can either go in the final showdown down 15-20 and have to score 6 runs with 20 outs and face whoever the final showdown boss is. Every single time I've done this, I've gotten Jacob deGrom. I'm assuming that Garrett Cole is an option because he's another 99 overall. But I'm not 100% sure if Cole's an option or not, because I've gotten deGrom all 3 times. But that's where you have to make a decision here. You can play this last mini showdown that'll put you to a 20-20 scores for another 5 final showdown runs. You have to score 4 runs with 15 outs. I actually don't think it's that bad at all. It's really whether or not you want to score 6 runs with 20 outs or you want to score 4 runs with 15 outs. For this, all 3 times I've done it, I've got Yu Darvish. I'm sure there's somebody else that you'd be facing in this. But essentially, like I said, 4 runs with 15 outs. Facing the finest Yu Darvish. I'm assuming there's going to be somebody else. There's somebody else I'll add into the description. I don't think it's really that bad. Darvish can be a little bit troublesome to hit, but remember his primary is a cutter. So if you're facing Darvish and his cutter, just wait for him to throw it up in the zone and mash it. He does throw a lot of balls. That is actually my biggest advice for this entire Stage 4 Team Affinities. Everything's on veteran. Even though a lot of these guys have pretty decent control and they're all 99 overall cards, just be patient. A lot of them throw a lot of balls. You can normally get a runner from a walk. I think every showdown I've done, I pretty much got at least one walk because they're not throwing a lot of strikes. Unless it's been somebody where like they've thrown a fastball up in the zone and I smash it for a home run or something like that. Because there's a couple times in the first 2 runs that Mookie Betts just let it off with a home run and just ended it right away, right? In the second and third showdowns where you need to score 1 run or 2 runs, there's a possibility with the first batter you can just blast a home run and it's already over. And that happened multiple times with Mookie Betts. I think Mookie Betts might be one of the best hitters while doing this showdown. As for the final showdown, as you can see, it's going to be 20-20 with 20 outs. I got to score 1 run with 20 outs. Or the other option would be 15-20, which would be 6 runs with 20 outs. Either way, I don't think it's too bad. DeGrom can be a little bit of a pain to hit against. Another guy that he's going to throw it very hard. He has outlier 1, so he does throw a fastball 102 miles an hour. I would just focus on that. It's going to be up in the zone and just drive on it. It's going to give you the 5 MLB Team Affinity Stage 4 vouchers, which will essentially give you 20 points every time you do this. I think this might be one of the easiest showdowns, to be honest with you. Let's go and see what my squad looks like. And what I'm telling you is pretty much your squad will be stacked if you do all 4 mini showdowns. You actually end up with 9 guys that are 98, 9 overall, more than likely, that are all of the finest cards. It also gives you a chance to kind of try out which finest card swings you like and whatnot. So let's look at the squad real quick. So as you can see from my squad is I got Juan Soto in left field, got Kyle Tucker. He's playing center. None of this position stuff matters because it's all hitting. So it doesn't really matter if these guys are in secondary positions or not in the right positions. But I have Soto, Tucker, Betts, Machado, Gurriel Jr., Bogarts, Jimenez, and Realmuto. And then on the bench, as you can see, I also have Salvador Perez. My advice would be anytime you see Mookie Betts, 100% pickup. Most of these guys are right-handed. The 121 contact versus righty with 125 power is ridiculous. Another guy I'd always pick up is Juan Soto. 125 contact versus righty, 119 power versus righty, and he has max contact and power versus lefties. So he's obviously going to be a guy that absolutely mashes as well. Jimenez is another one. I just really like Jimenez's swing, and I think that he generates a lot of drive and lift on the ball. Machado is another guy. So those 4 guys, as you can see, they're kind of on the corners here. Soto, Machado, Jimenez, and Betts are really the big 4 that I've gotten every single time because normally they pop up. I do like Tucker's swing. He doesn't have the best power, but he's not a bad leadoff guy. He has decent speed at 83, speed with 80 stealing, so you get him on base on a single. You can kind of steal bases with him. And then Perez is just one of those guys I played a lot with him because I used his gold glove card quite a bit in the middle of the season, so I'm used to his swing. I don't know if he has the best swing. He's a guy that likes to push the ball into right center gap a little bit more. Some other guys to think about whenever you're drafting these players is a Nelson Cruz, definitely an absolute stud, and Ronald Acuna Jr. Both those guys should definitely look for. Nelson Cruz has absolutely ridiculous glitchy swing, absolute power and contact, and obviously Acuna is going to be super fast with a lot of power and pop, and Acuna has a very good swing as well. I will put a list of like my top 6 or 7 guys that I think you should go for while doing this showdown in the description down below. So look out for that. Guys, that's going to wrap up this showdown. I think it's one of the easier showdowns. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or find out any of the pitchers that I have not mentioned in this showdown, please let me know. If you need any advice about how to hit a certain pitcher, write it in the comments. I will help you out. I'm going to probably face these guys 5, 10, 20 times, however many times. I'll let you know kind of how they pitch, what to look for, how to attack each of the pitchers if you really have a question. But that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully it helps you guys get through this Stage 4 Team Affinity Showdown. I appreciate all the support you've given me so far. Don't forget to comment, like, and share this video. You guys have a great day and be safe.